All right, Shalom Akim, all praises, honor, glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, double honors to my apostles and elders, a great millstone, and peace and blessings to you fellow Akim out there pushing out this word and truth and sincerity, okay, and Shalom to all the believers that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Okay, so basically I want to do a quick, basically like a news and prophecy update, because here at Great Millstone, our foundation is prophecy. Okay, which other Israelite groups, they don't go into prophecies? Why? It's because the prophecies weren't given unto them. All right, and that goes to show you, what spirit they come in. Let me bring out this scripture. This is Revelation 19:10, and I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, "See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushai." Okay, the testimony, to testify. Okay, so basically when we do these videos, we're testifying of Yahushai. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy. So this is the reason why we prophesy. Okay, because this is what it's about. It's about prophesying. It's about getting the word out to the four corners of the earth, just as the Lord told us to do. All right, showing the people what's going on, showing Israel what's going to happen, showing the whole world what's going to happen. This is Isaiah 50:81. Cry aloud, spare not. See, the Most High, he told us to cry out, and ultimately, when we do these videos, we're crying out. Okay, we look for, the spirit has it to where we might go into articles, we might go into current events. We might go into certain things, and what are we doing? We're standing upon our watches, as the scriptures say, and we're seeing what the Lord is saying through His prophecies. This is how we know we're in the last days. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet. So we're lifting up our voice like a trumpet. All right, we're crying out. It says that wisdom crieth. It cries. Okay, and show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins. Okay, so this is what we're doing when we go out into the highways and the hedges. When we make these videos. Okay, let me that's it on that. But let me go into a couple of different topics that I wanted to go into. Through the spirit, I'm gonna keep it short. Basically, I was I had a couple of things that I wanted to go into. I said, I'd rather just put them all together. So here's a documentary that I was watching on Vice. Okay, brothers can watch it. And basically it just goes into China and Alibaba. Alibaba is pretty much Chinese equivalent of Amazon, which is really on a higher level, because a lot of the products that Amazon they get from what? China, Alibaba. Okay, I've been knowing about Alibaba for over 10 years. Okay, so Alibaba is a big tech giant. Okay, and going into this video, basically it goes into how the Chinese, they're using pretty much the RFID, all right, but in their phone to make payments. And brothers have done many videos on China moving over into a cashless society. The majority of purchases made, they go it's right off the app. Okay, it's apps. They skipped the so-called credit card revolution. They skipped that. They went right to the RFID via the phone, via different like Alibaba Pay, Alipay, WeChat, all these different things. Moab, the so-called Chinese, they made. Okay, and everybody's is pretty much cashless. So that's the society that they're going into, and Alibaba is one of those big tech giants that's spearheading this revolution. Well, what is the revolution? The revolution is to what? Turn the whole world into a cashless society, give them a market of beast. And you have other Israelite groups that are saying that the mark of the beast is not the RFID microchip. Well, look, you're going to be presented That's fine and dandy. What you're scattering the sheep, and brothers all the way from the elders and apostles on down. The spirit might jump on them and do a video, to counteract that, because we are set up as uh, defenders of the gospel. Let me bring out a scripture. It's Isaiah. Let's bring out a scripture real quick. Yep, this is Isaiah 54:17. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. And pretty much lying and telling the sheep, the flock, that the RFID microchip is not the mark that's found in the book of Revelation 13. That's a weapon. Okay, that's a weapon of what? Deceit. So any weapon of deceit is not going to what? It's not going to prosper against the elect. The elect, the elect are not going to fall for the tricks or the wiles of the devil. And every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment. So every tongue that shall rise up against us in judgment, thou shalt condemn. And this is the reason why we hop on different Israelite groups that teach contrary to what we're teaching. It's because we're actually teaching the truth, and we believe that, and we know that the spirit is upon us, and we don't, and brothers say that, but we don't say that and we don't say that in pride. Okay, we say that in meekness. All right, and we say it because it's the truth. And one thing that we do is we give you the truth. All right, with no additives, no preservatives. Okay, 100% organic. This is the heritage of the servant of the Lord. So this is our heritage of the servant of the Lord. All right, as a servant of the Lord, these are things that you're supposed to do. And their righteousness is of me, said the Lord. See that? You see? So we don't do this because we're righteous. Our own righteousness. The scriptures say that our righteousness is as of filthy rags. Okay. But our righteousness comes from what? Yahweh Bashaman Shai. All right. Because why? Because we speak the truth. It is bottom line. So basically, China's ready to go, straight on chip. And over here in San Francisco, we call them birds, which I live directly. The majority of people that I live by are Moabites and Ammonites. I live literally directly like in a little community. So that's all I see, and they're totally bugged out. They're ready to take the chip. Okay, so when this beast system, okay, which is NATO and the EU, when they push out this chip, the Chinese and the other nations, they're not really going to buck up against it, because they're going with the flow of the current ruler. Okay, let me bring out a scripture. See, these other nations, they're followers. Okay, the reason why the nation of Israel gives Esau so much hell, because we're leaders, all right, by nature. And the so-called white man knows that he had to take us down in order for all the other nations to follow suit. Okay, starting with the tribe of Judah. That's why the tribe of Judah gets so much hell, is because they're the leaders. That was just the way that the spirit set it up. Okay, I was going to get a scripture, Salakia. It escaped me, but it's all good. Let's go over here to oh yeah, that's the scripture. Let me get it. This is Sirach 10:1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. See, the government, which means to what? Control your mind. And over there in China, the government said, "Look, this is how you're going to pay for goods." And what happened? They moved to that system. Or they were a system of currency exchange, by paper dollars. Before that, they were dealing with what? Gold and silver, bartering with different substances that they had, whether it be rice, whether it be cattle. Okay, different substances. Now everybody you see if you watch the documentary, everybody has a phone in their hand, and they're using the app to pay for things. So how much more? And I was thinking, like, damn, it's going to be super convenient for them to put all that technology in your hand, so you don't have to worry about your phone being stolen. You don't have to worry about your phone, your charger. You don't have to worry about it crashing. Right? Everything's going to be pretty much implemented into your body. And this is what the so-called white man wants to do, which he's able to what track and govern all your steps. Okay. And over there in China, they're doing that, and they're collecting what massive amount of data. Okay, when you really go into that, when you really go into this documentary, it's really in a roundabout way. It's all about collecting data. Okay, data mining, which they're going to use that data to do what? To put you more into slavery, make you more into a debt slave. Know your every move, basically. Okay, know the thing that you buy. Know your emotions. Okay, that's what the so-called white man wants to do, and because he wants to be as the Most High. He thinks he's higher than the Most High. Okay, this is back in Sirach, verse 2. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. So if the ruler says, hey, look, we're going to go into a new system, okay, the people are going to actually go to the new system. And you can see that. Look at Black Friday. Look at the videos of Black Friday. Okay, people waiting in line to just get maybe $25, $50 off, are fighting each other for different TVs and electronics. Okay, and they're spending their hard-earned money, the money that they caught held the whole year just to save up. Okay, so they can get a little deal. So how much more when their life is actually on the line, when they want food, okay, when they need clothing. All right, and the so-called white man says, look, we don't accept debit cards. We don't accept paper money. Okay, you have to have a chip. So what are you going to do? The people are going to take the chip. Why? It's because they have no faith. Verse 3: an unwise king destroyeth his people, and ultimately bringing out that chip is going to destroy a lot of people, which the Heavenly Father created the chip to destroy you people. He's created the wicked for the day of evil. Let's bring that out. This is Proverbs 16:4. The Lord has made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. So that chip that's going to be brought out, which the chip is going to be an incision. Okay, that's going to be placed in your hand or your forehead or wherever throughout your body. Okay, if you got amputated arms or whatever, they put it in your head, or they put it in your shoulder, or they put it in your thigh, your ass. Okay, that was created, okay, to destroy a lot of you people, especially Israelites. You know why? Because that goes to show you that you're totally just forsaking the Most High. Okay, and you allow the so-called white man to put his stamp on you. Okay, instead of falling to the hands of Yahweh Shemashai, instead of trusting in the Lord. And this documentary just goes to show you that what vibration the world is on. The world is on a wicked vibration. You see why? It's because you have a ruler that's in a wicked vibration. Okay, Job. Let's bring up that real quick. Job 9:24. And we bring this out all the time, but it's being more evident day by day that Esau is the wicked. Okay, because only a wicked man will set up a system like this where everybody is suffering. So this is the reason why he set it up, is because he's going to bring in that chip. He's going to bring in that paradism, okay, to where he's going to give you a solution to your problem. All right, you got to work all these hours. Well, I got robots. You ain't got to work for money no more. I can put tokens on your chip. Everybody can live the same. Everybody can have the same wage. Okay, everybody can have the same plot of land. Okay, everybody can have the same. Everybody's going to be good. There's going to be no more theft, because people you don't need to. The only way you can buy things is through your chip. So how can somebody take some from you? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So if the so-called white race is not, in power, ruling, and really it goes into the elite. Okay, the elite of this society, the so-called Jews, really the ones who's running, and then you have lesser luminaries, okay, or lesser Edomites of a lower stock that that pretty much that are in charge, or like management, okay. But really, the ones who actually make the decisions, the ones who actually um, concocted this plan of putting the RFID microchip in you, all right, were the elites. And where did they get that from? They got it from the Most High. Let's bring out another scripture real quick. And I'm gonna go. Let's just go right to the point. I think I can go. It's in 2. Let me go up. This is second. Let's go to Second Chronicles. So I'm just gonna try to get to the point. Yeah, this is Second Chronicles 18 and 19. It says, and the Lord said, who shall entice Ahab, king of Israel, that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? Let's look at this word entice in the blue letter. Patha. It means to be spacious, be open, be wide. To be simple, entice, deceive, persuade. To be open-minded, be simple, be naive, to entice, to deceive, be gullible, seduce, persuade. See, that word pretty much means to seduce, persuade, to entice. Okay. So the Lord said, who, and he was talking to angels, okay, on the left-hand side and on the right-hand side. Who shall entice, which this will be a left-hand angel, that lying spirit. Who shall entice Ahab, king of Israel, that he may go and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one spake, saying, after this manner, and another saying, after that manner. So you had spirits that were counseling with the Heavenly Father, saying, look, this is how we're going to do it. This is how we're going to persuade him. This is how we're going to deceive him. Then there came out a spirit and stood before the Lord and said, I will entice him, or I will persuade him. And the Lord said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go out and be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And the Lord said, thou shalt entice him, and thou shalt also prevail. Go out and do even so. So the Most High is the one who actually sent out these different plans for these elites to try to accomplish. This is Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as a rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will. And this is why there's so much policy set up to oppress you. Why? It's because the Most High, he's bringing all these prophecies to pass, okay? And he's using the so-called white man, which is his sword, to do all these things, okay? It's very simple. So, that's it on China, and that type of technology is already here, and it's coming over to the United States, okay? This is why there's so much talk of the next economic collapse. And what are all the people in finance and economists, what are they saying? That this is going to be a global collapse, because the elite are going to crash the society, the whole society. This fractional reserve banking that all these other nations have took hold of, all right, and pretty much made their country like unto the Edomite places like America. They're all going to fall with this crash. Okay, it's going to be a global collapse. And what are they going to bring in? What are they going to usher in? They're going to usher in the mark of the beast. Okay, so just moving on, here's a article, which this was the last couple of days about the French, okay, over there rioting, all right, and they're throwing all type of Molotov cocktails and smoke bombs, and this is in Paris. Okay, look at it, all hell is pretty much out there. Why? It's because of tax hikes, really about gas hikes. Okay, the petrol went up. And petrol fluctuates here in the United States all the goddamn time. And you don't see nobody saying anything. Okay, why? It's because people in America have been conditioned to do what? To be a slave. But it's coming to a point to where there's going to be so much austerity measures here in America that people are going to riot more and more. That spirit is going to hop on you Americans, okay? And I'm not going to go into the article. Brothers should, if you want to go into the article, you can just type in the article. But basically, they're still rioting out there the last couple of days, okay? And this is the 26th, okay? So they're still rioting within what was like the last couple of days, I think since Friday or Saturday. And they're pretty much say, hey, look, you need to fix the country. They want Macron out of there, the Prime Minister of France, the President of France. So people are uprising throughout the whole planet Earth. And what does that coincide with? That coincides with the scriptures. Let's bring out some scriptures. Yep, this is Matthew 24 and 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So we're not troubled. We're actually excited that all these things are happening. Oh, you guys are excited for people being judged? Yeah, we are. Why? Is because then that's when we're going to enter into the kingdom. Okay, you wicked people of the world are now starting to be judged. Okay, and you can see it on people's faces. They know that there's a death angel hovering around them, whether they're spiritual or not. It's because if you do wickedness, what the scriptures say? The expectation of the wicked is wrath. Let's bring that out. You know what? This is a good one too. Let's just read this one, but let's get the other one. The hope of the righteous shall be gladness, but the expectation of the wicked shall perish. See, so you people have no hope on life because the Most High is going. Your expectation of you making in society, you being something is pretty much being stripped away from you. The American dream. So you know what? You're going to be judged. Yeah, this is it. Proverbs 11:23. The desire of the righteous is only good. So we know that we're going to receive good if we continue in doing good. It says, he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. Okay. But the expectation of the wicked is wrath. So that's the reason why people feel like there's like a death angel hovering over them. At any given moment, they can get taken out. And you hear that every day from a brother or just, dealing with people in the world. They'll just tell you a crazy story how somebody just got put to death. Why? It's because the Most High is judging this place. He's judging the earth that he created in the beginning. So now those judgments are raining down. Okay. And because we're in the last days. Okay. It says, and ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. And a lot of these earthquakes are not being reported. Earthquakes are actually increasing in number, okay, and increasing in strength also. All right, you have all these record-breaking different natural disasters. Okay, you have all type of famine out there in the Middle East. You have all type of famine out there in Venezuela, Central America. And that's why the caravan coming up from Central America to the United States. All right, Trump said that they'll use deadly force. So why are all these things? You got to ask yourself these things. Why are all these things happening simultaneously? Okay, we're in an unprecedented time. There's never been a time like this ever. You know what? The scriptures say that. The scriptures actually say that there should be a time in Daniel's 12, and we're coming into that. This is Daniel's 12:1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the people for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble. All right, and those Israelites that's down there in Central America, the Zebulonites, okay, they're in a time of trouble, man. They getting hemmed up, they're getting deported. All right, they're suffering poverty, they're suffering hunger. Okay, they're just suffering. Why? Because they're coming into Jacob's trouble, and that's going to bleed over into the America, but it's going to be on a higher level because America is that land that dwelleth carelessly. America is the place to where you can eat all goddamn day. You got homeless people on the streets. They can just stay on the street and people will come up and give them money. They can make $150 a day. They can make $80,000 a day just panhandling. You can't do that nowhere else in the world. You can just panhandle and make all type of money. Okay, you have government programs set up to help you out. Okay, entitlement programs, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. So if you're not written in the book, you're going to actually get caught up in all these things. Okay, you're going to get caught up in nations rising up against nations. What is that? That's actually that's that's uh that's wars. That's wars between nations, race wars, class wars. Okay, and then you have over here in this article that had is Ukraine. They imposed martial law. Okay, and they were saying that since Russia seized those ships a couple of days ago, that Ukraine the president of Ukraine, he declared martial law for the next 30 days, which can suspend the elections. So he could totally suspend the election and he can stay in the power. And that's going to happen out here in America, man. That the whole Constitution is going to be thrown away, which they already have these things written in the law. Okay, to when they declare martial law, all these things, they're able to do all these things. They're able to do all these things because they formed a law. They formed a law of mischief, deceit. Okay, Psalms 94 and 20. So you already have places where they already declare martial law. All right, where there's certain stipulations, certain restrictions that are placed upon that whole country. Okay, and they have to follow because the military is going to be under control. So don't be surprised when the military is patrolling the streets. Okay, with automatic weapons. Okay, with tanks. They already have all these things ready. Okay, they already have all type of direct energy weapons. They have things to put you people in place because you're gonna go crazy. You're gonna go crazy when all these things start coming upon you. All right, and you're not gonna be able to say, oh, you know what, it was an act of coincidence. You're gonna know that the Heavenly Father is judging you. All these things. Let me read this verse again. Matthew 24:7. For nation shall rise up against nation, rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. And all these things are happening, and they're only going to increase. Okay, all these are the beginning of sorrows. So we're in the beginning of sorrows where you're gonna have the market of beast RFID chip. You're gonna have more riots everywhere throughout the whole world. Okay, you're gonna have nations declaring martial law because what the people are going crazy or they're preparing for war, and this is the reason. And they said that Ukraine is preparing for a land invasion. That's more wars and rumors of wars, and it's like every time you wake up or your phone will wake you up with another alert or something, a mass shooting, a nation saying that they'll blow America off the map, a nation testing nuclear missiles, more contention. Okay, why? Is because we're in that time. We're in that time of trouble. Okay, and we're right there, man. Any given time, man, that the whole Jacob's trouble can just kick off. Okay, so that's why we have to be watching. We have to know all these things. All right, we have to be in the spirit of Yahushua, which is what? The spirit of prophecy. So I just want to do a quick, video. I pray that you brothers will edify with the video. You got something out of the video. We're pretty much almost there, man. All right, we're at the beginning. And we shouldn't be afraid of these things, but we should have more faith in Yahweh Shai that he's going to deliver us if we're doing all the right things. So until next time, I want to say shalom, Akim.